Hey everybody, it's Wednesday morning. Just received word last night that not a lot of game show stuff. 500 Questions is casting season 2 again. You can drop me a line if you need any help thinking through the auditions. I think a lot of the people who watch these videos would definitely have a shot at getting on the show. Certainly should give it a try if you can. Also, a couple of llama friends of mine who I won't name because I will protect their privacy got the Jeopardy call within the last couple days, and it's really exciting. So, yeah, lots of fun on the horizon, game show wise. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to match day 19. All right. All right. First, on October 5th, 1847, Joseph Jenkins Roberts, who was born in 1809 in Norfolk, Virginia, was elected president of what country? I'm going to cough. Hold on. I may not. Sorry. Yeah, so the only country that actually makes sense here is Liberia. Liberia was founded by basically slaves who went back to Africa, yeah, this would make sense if he was the first president. I believe I've heard that name as the first president of Liberia before, but that is Liberia. Even to this day, they still speak English there that is based on the American sort of pronunciation and dialect. It's kind of interesting. Anyway, question 2. In computing, one type of integrated circuit commonly used in electronic products is known as TTL. In this abbreviation, L stands for logic, and both T's stand for the same word, repeated, representing the bipolar devices used for both amplifying and logic gating. What is that word? All right. Well, there's a couple of different T words in electronics that I know. And if it's neither of those, then I was never going to get this question right anyway. I might have thought, transformer, transistor, if he hadn't told us they were the same word. As it is, I'm pretty sure that your logic gating device with 2 poles is a transistor. So I think it's going to be transistor logic. I've never actually, I haven't really heard that term before, but I think that description, it's certainly the best thing to say. So that's what we're going to go with. More to the point, I mean, I think you make an integrated circuit out of transistors. I think that's a common, I think that's just a fact that exists. The T certainly helps, but yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. All right. 3. A ritual in which a young girl dances herself to death as a sacrifice to win the favor of the fertility god is central to the story of what ballet, which created one of the most legendary theatrical events of the 20th century. All right. This is Rite of Spring. Rite of Spring notably caused riots when it premiered. My assumption is because it was, this kind of thing would be a little, paganistic, risque. Not sure what the best word is, but also, a ritual fertility, Rite of Spring is definitely right. All right. 4. Currently, there are 3 living former presidents of France. One is Valéry Giscard d'Estaing. Well, I wouldn't have come up with him as still living. He was a bit ago and not super famous. Name both of the other 2. It's funny, we have to name one character from The American Office, but we have to name both living former presidents of France. The current president of France is Francois Hollande. Still living is his immediate predecessor, is Sarkozy. He's pretty famous. And who I believe is Sarkozy's predecessor, I don't think there's anybody in the middle there, would be Jacques Chirac. I know that Mitterrand died, and I'm assuming most of the other, obviously all the other former presidents have died as well. I'm fairly sure both of those guys are still alive. I think if Jacques Chirac had died, I would have seen something about it. So that's what we're going to go with. It's another world politics of the 90s coming in for the save there. Okay. Name the man who preceded Jon Stewart as host of The Daily Show and Craig Ferguson as the host of The Late Late Show. That is Craig Kilborn, former, compatriot of Keith Olbermann and them over on, over on Sports Center as well. Yeah, notably kind of followed by people who were a lot more popular than he was a couple times. I've never been like a huge fan of Craig Kilborn, so it doesn't really surprise me. He's all right. Anyway. Okay. Although the city gives its name to the somewhat similar but lesser bologna sausage, common commercially in the United States, the Italian city of Bologna originated and is associated with what large pink pork sausage, pictured, which was banned for import in the U.S. for 33 years, starting in 1967. Okay, so we became able to import this thing again starting in 2000. Can't say in 2000 I was up on my sausage news. Let's see if the picture helps. Ew. Looks like an olive loaf, but obviously it's a kind of a big fat sausage that has, I don't know what those are, doohickeys in it that are supposed to give it more flavor. You also notice the like pieces of fat that are in there. Is that mortadella? Is that what that is? I've seen that on like antipasto before. I don't eat. My wife is a vegetarian, so we don't, experiment with meat a lot. If we're gonna try new food, it's yeah. She does eat seafood, I guess, but we're gonna try new sushi rather than new sausage most of the time together. But I guess mortadella is kind of the best guess I have. It rings a very small bell in the back of my head that mortadella sausage was banned. I have no real reason why I know that. It's possible that, I don't know, I overheard somebody talking about it, or I don't know. That's got to be it though, right? Yeah, I can't come up with anything else. All right. So that feels like a reasonably hard food question. These other ones are all like fairly guessable. I gotta think most people league-wide are gonna know Kilborn. And I gotta think mortadella is gonna be a little bit hard. Given that there's two answers, I'll put the two on Sarkozy and Chirac. One for Liberia. That's against Arundel. I think it would be slightly higher rated against other leagues. That's the sort of thing, though, that comes up, Liberia, founded mid-1800s, kind of thing that comes up. It's really down to Rite of Spring versus Transistor. I feel like this Rite of Spring fact is pretty well known. As some people are going to say, like, Swan Lake, or, things like that, I'm sure. But the question is it harder to correctly name an electronic component that starts with T or Rite of Spring from a description? This is tricky. Obviously, defending against the aggregated Arundel is hard. I would seek guidance from my opponent's stats there, but that's what we're going to go with. I feel less than 50% confident in mortadella, so here's hoping. Click. You're right. Liberia. Transistor. Yay. Okay, good. I was a little worried. Rite of Spring. Chirac, Sarkozy. Kilborn. Hey, it's mortadella. All right. I guess yeah, I have no idea where I picked up that fact. Maybe, it's probably just that I've eaten some before. It looked like it to me. Pictures help sometimes. Anyway, yeah, everybody try out for 500 questions if you think you are interested in getting some money for doing some trivia. Otherwise, have a really good day.